Malawi. Hello, Daniel. It's wonderful how big and diverse Africa is. I'm from West Africa. I'm from Benin, joining from Toronto in Canada. But I've I've been to a lot of countries in West Africa, very few countries in East or South Africa, or even North Africa. So I really would love to travel more and discover our beautiful continent. So we'll be starting with 2 minutes. So feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat or to continue introducing yourselves in the chat. And Mahmoud, I just want to make sure that your audio is working. Can you hear me and can you connect? Maybe unmute yourself. Okay, wonderful. Are you able to unmute yourself? Or perhaps our wonderful host, Ugo, who can help us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Hello,
Wonderful.
everyone.
Okay. Great, great, great. Okay. Let's
So,
start in 1 minute. So Mahmoud, let
okay.
me just do a very quick introduction. I think you are a very distinguished guest, so I just want to make sure that I do you the honor. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to do a very quick summary of your biography here that I have. Let's officially start the meeting now. The time is 5 after the hour. My name is Just Fanu. I'll be your moderator today. I am a specifications writer in Toronto in Canada. And I am very delighted and honored to moderate this first BIM Africa session. We have a very special guest today, Mahmoud. And Mahmoud is a highly experienced architect with over 26 years of experience in the industry. His experience spans from BIM management, technical engineering, construction, and supervision. He has played a key role in delivering prestigious projects in the UAE. And since 2009, has been deeply engaged in BIM, implementing digital engineering workflows across all project phases, all the way from concept design, design development, to construction and handover. He has also led BIM transformation initiatives for numerous firms and government entities in the UAE, and developed BIM protocols and standard procedures and strategies that cover the entire BIM lifecycle. And that is from 3D to 7D. So Mahmoud, maybe you have to explain to us a little bit how you go from 3D to 7D. I'm very, very excited about that. Throughout his career, Mahmoud has successfully applied BIM strategies in multidisciplinary design and construction leadership, working with top developers and consultants in the Middle East to meet project objectives efficiently. He has a global master's in BIM and a strong grasp in implementation of BIM best practices and knowledge of various software, including Revit, ArchiCAD, Dynamo, Synro, Virco, Costet, you name it. In addition, Mahmoud Smart Cities Master's Program has equipped him to integrate BIM in urban development, focusing on smart city applications, intelligent facility management, and emerging digital tools. So without further ado, I'll let Mahmoud take over. So Mahmoud, if you could share your screen now. I think his connection was a bit unstable, so I'm not sure if he has disconnected. Please bear with us. Seems like we have a little bit of technical challenges. Oh, there you are. Mahmoud, you can take over now. So you could unmute yourself and share your screen, and we could get started.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today we will talk about the national BIM standards implement as you can see on the screen that we have series of ISO 19650 from 1 to 5. Really sorry for that. I don't know what's going on. I wish you can hear me now and see my screen right now. Okay, so as I said, that we have as a global BIM standards for BIM, we have series of ISO 19650 from 1 to 5. As you can see, we have part 1 for concepts and principles. We have 2 for delivery phase of assets. Number 3 is the operational phase of assets. Latest one was number 5 for the security approaches for information management. We have a couple of ISOs for the related to BIM, like the one related to IFC, which is Industry Foundation Classes, as most of you know, was it's talking about the data schema. Then we have the original British standard 1192, which had been generated 207. It's like a code of practice, and we are referring to it in most cases because it's working 100% with the ISOs. So we have one more. Sorry, we can go for this. Then we have ISO 29481 this is about the information itself. For the information delivery, we have 2 parts, one for methodology and format, and one for interaction framework. We have ISO 17412 for level of information need, which had been 19650, and changed the game a little bit for the LOD 100, 200, 300, and all of the terminologies regarding the level of information. We have also an ISO 6709, which related to the point location by coordinates, which is very important for the construction. We have series of 19, ISO 19100. It's about the graphical information standards for reference model, imagery and conceptual schema language, terminology introduction, conference and testing, and profiles. On the other hand, we have some considerable references we should be aware of when we are implementing any BIM strategy or BIM implementation in any company about the national scale standards, naming conventions and layering, and all of the related details of the modeling. The BIM Forum series, which is 2018, I guess, or maybe before, until 2024, they are it's trying to emphasize about the LOD specification and representation in the model for the level of development and level of So we have the BIM forum as a considerable reference, then CSI, GSA BIM guide series, which is related to the 3D imaging for let's say for the sites and for the infrastructural projects. The master formats, uniclass formats, and omniclass formats. This is to classify and format the data inside all modeling processing. Then to يعني put a guideline for the exchange of the format. CPIX is a Canadian reference, a good reference to have the BIM execution plan, EIR templates, and all of that. CIC BIM protocol as well. BIM task group for EIR guidance or exchange information requirement. So this is some of the global standards which you may refer to or you can use in your journey to implement or to add or to put a standards for any company or organization you are working on. So okay, so in 2019, 2020, we started a journey with Abu Dhabi to implement BIM. So we studied. I will skip the some slides which to go through the deep information to save our time. So the building information modeling, as maybe all of you know, that's creating, developing, and using intelligence tree models to inform and communicate project components. The intelligence 3D models based process give the professionals the insight construction manage buildings, and we were focusing on the infrastructure as this was the municipality of infrastructure and asset sector. So our strategic vision of Abu Dhabi infrastructure at that time was to aim to make the BIM implementation on all the projects. So at the end, we have a database for the full city based on the standards we are going to write. The initiative has developed the BIM implementation tool for municipal infrastructures and the processes, procedures, and of course, we have done some training for external and internal staffs. It provides a critical foundation for construction industry on the infrastructure projects. At that time, we have to calculate what is the benefits of BIM and what is the impact of implementing BIM. So referring to Dodge Construction Network, we have found that no, there is many benefits in the implementing BIM based on the survey from many consultants or many contractors. So fewer errors, greater cost predictability from beginning, so you can predict the cost from early stages, so you can plan well. Better understanding, of course, for all stakeholders for the project, because you can see the 3D model with all details. Improved the schedules of working because we can work on 4D and integrate the planning program with the construction elements, so we can improve this schedule and improve the understanding of the construction sequences. Of course, optimize design because we can get the decision makers approvals in faster and of course with more understanding of the project aim or design intent or whatever. Okay, so but on the other hand, it has an impact on the construction field, on the design and construction, because we have consultant and we have contractors, so we are pushing everything to the design stages more to be design stage. 50 to 80% of the total time has been moved to design stages, because once we are generating BIM information modeling, you are caring about each and every elements, coordination, level of detailing. So you are providing the construction field with constructible, let's say constructible information, less RFIs, less clarification, the drawings and disciplines, different disciplines. So we have started we put a strategic plan which based on 3 phases. We said that the first phase should be the assessment, so to know what is going on there, what is the maturity level of each member in or stakeholder in this municipality or in the organization you are going to implement on. Then allow time for development of documentation, development of some checklists, libraries, metrics, and all of that. Then you have phase 3, which is training on what we have produced. This was the original plan. Then, okay. In the assessment phase, which is phase 1, we have developed some questionnaire for all the team to get and capture the understanding of BIM and why we are going to implement BIM. Because if the employees or the team will not be willing to implement, so the resistance will be so higher. We have to give some motivation, we have to build the maturity level of BIM and the benefits of BIM for each one. The reviewer, the producer of the drawing, the producer of the construction, the supervision teams, and many different teams should be involved. And we set expectation of the BIM users. What is the BIM users? This is a very important matter when you are implementing BIM. Why you are using BIM? What is the use? So the use will reflect the requirement, will reflect the methodology, the strategies, the tools you need, the resources you need, everything. So from day one, we have to know what is the BIM uses for each project by project. Here we put the BIM users for the organization as a whole, and we followed these all users to be under CapEx or OpEx in the operational phases or delivery phases. So in phase 2, we started to develop the required documentation. What documents we should be having to implement BIM or to have a successful BIM implementation journey. So we can say 5 to 6 steps. So each step has a required document. As you see in the assessment need, we need an EIR, so we can assess and develop the exchange information requirement. We will go deeply in that. And then we have to have the BIM execution plan. We have, first of all, we have to make the assessment. So we did the BIM assessment forms, pre-approvals on the construction, on the contractor and consultants, so they are already approved to work under BIM. Then we have to make some documentation like BIM execution plan, pre-contract and post-contract BIM execution plan, and we will come to the difference between both. Then of course, format for the task information delivery plan and master information delivery plan. And then we decided on the common data environment, what the common data environment will be used, because some governmental entities may resist to use clouds. So we have to build our own common data environment, how it will be how the consultant and contractor will participate on your common data environment. This is a strategy. Then during that also you have to put let's say the framework for the federation strategy. If you are if you are in a certain construction or certain kind of business, so federation, how many stakeholders will be involved, task teams will be involved, and so. The information model delivery, of course, we have to put the strategy for the transfer of the information from phase to phase, reaching the asset information model, which the main goal here for the infrastructure municipality or governmental entity to have the asset delivery correctly asset delivered, so they can use it in the operational period. Okay, so in the project closeout, of course, we have to get the lesson learned and how to enhance our strategy. So this was the documents targeted in the first phase or in the second phase. Of course, I will not go deeply on the exchange information requirement, what is the requirement. Most of us are a little bit BIM aware, so they can go through a lot of resources for BIM for the EIR, but is the smarter you are, the smarter you get. This is don't go over requirement and don't go less requirement. So don't write 500 pages of EIR. This will not benefit the project. Try to be specific. Try to be targeting what is your BIM users, what is your target. Whatever in under BIM which is not required, you can ignore it for a certain project. So consider the project you are going to have, so you can get smarter result. This is in general, and of course in deep we can of course say that the key elements for the information requirement or the EIR is three pillars, of course, and OIR, which is the organizational requirements. What is the aim? What is the vision? What is the aim from implementing BIM? And AIR, of course, is the asset where we have to start from the end. So, or keep the end in mind, as everybody's saying. So we have to know what is the asset information requirements to be achieved. So from day one, we have to know from asset information, not to be surprised in the middle. No, we need it like that. We need it like this way or this way. So this is make confusion in the middle. So, and the PIR, which is the project information requirement, specific project. This is what I was talking about. Don't dump everything in every project and keep it like it. This will make confusion. This will make over budgeting, over resourcing with no use. So we have to be smarter as smart as we can in writing the requirements. So once the project information requirement, organization information requirement asset had been produced, so we can issue the EIR as part of the tender. Yeah, to go deeper in the what is the EIR, what is the OIR, what is the PIR, we can refer to this, and we make this as a guideline for the generators. But at the end of the day, actually, we have done one specific EIR with some sectors, so we can move and we can take the clauses to create the EIR to be unified for all all departments issuing project or RFPs. The pre-contract BIM execution plan is a kind of a document showing how the consultant or contractor or the bidder will implement BIM or will cope with your requirements. So it's very important in the day one. So you know who will come or who are going to produce the BIM modeling or BIM information. Be capable or not, if it's okay, maybe the assessment form already certify him, but maybe you need to know how he will approach this project. So by some questions or some write-ups on the BIM execution plan, you can approve or reject one of the bidders in the project. Of course, the BIM execution plan, the pre-contract BIM execution plan will be developed as a post-contract BIM execution plan. So this will be working as the project execution plan, and this will be live document for the whole project life cycle. Can be developed, can be modified, can be adjusted within the same, let's say, criteria. No, not to invent new criteria or to add something which is not already mentioned earlier in the tender, to avoid the, of course, the confusion and request for time or cost or variations or something like that. So the BIM execution plan, the project BIM execution plan, will be live for developing the errors, enhancement of strategies, enhancement of kind of transmittals or something like that. Okay, so I will not go, of course, deeper in reading all of that to save time for questions and answers. So at the beginning, if you are trying to classify or to have a pre-approval on the your consultants, or consultants should bid in this in your organization, or contractors. So you can make something like assessment forms. So this assessment form can be pre-approved. So you no need to go every time in each project for this cycle. So we have done some like questionnaire on the BIM assessment, resources, IT, all of that, and we issued them for all the consultants working on UAEs. Then they submitted their pre-qualification with the assessment form. So those who are not capable, we advise them where is the gap, where to develop, so they will be ready on the next era of implementing BIM in all projects. Here we have to define, we started to define the team which should work on the BIM environment. The classification as per the ISO is appointing party, an appointed party, and lead appointed party. Appointing party basically is the client or the owner of the project. Lead appointed party is one of the parties who will lead all of them, like main contractor, main consultants, or something like that. Okay, they are working in organization. We try to make something like that, because we have on the less scale or smaller scale, the delivery team and task teams, and which making the project team. So this, you can see the delivery team is the whole team will deliver the project. The task team will deliver one task of the project, like let's say architectural, structural, MEP. So each of them are or is a task team. Then we defined the roles. What is the role of everyone? Okay, so we said that we have related to asset, related to project, related to task team. So each group or each function has something to be done in the project. Then we defined function to be added to the members of the team. It doesn't mean that I have to have BIM author, I have to have material requirement. No, each or any engineer or any member working on the project can take his part with this function, so he can help, and we can integrate BIM with the technical team without having isolated islands or silos. You know, they will work together, so the technical team can work like BIM, and BIM can work like team, to end this terminology of BIM team and technical team. Doesn't make sense. We have BIM team and technical team. BIM is technical, technical is BIM, design is BIM, BIM is design. So we have to be integrated. The way to integrate is to add this function to the team member. asset information manager, material quality manager, project delivery manager, project information manager, lead designer, then BIM author, and task information manager, and task team manager, and interface manager. So if we understand these functions and we assigned it correctly, I think we can move forward smoothly in the project, and we know who should do what. This was a critical issue. We have a lot of discussion on that to reach this understanding. And here we just try to illustrate the integration between the functions. It's like a chart. There is circle for the material and asset, circle for the design and supervision team, or the team who had the authority to approve, and the other on the left, the team who produce the drawing or produce the information, which models, sheets, and all of that. In the middle of everything, the project delivery manager, who sometimes they are calling BIM manager, BIM director, or whatever. Okay. So we jump to another slide where to explain what is the life cycle of the project from day one, from assessment and need, where we have configure OIR and AIR and PIR to produce the EIR, then go to invitation to tender with the pre-contract BEP, tender response, the appointment of the contractor or consultant, mobilization area, mobilization plan, providing the IT hardware and softwares and all of the resources for the project to be done. Then moving to get the existing information if we are working on infrastructure project or even in building, but we are renovating or something. Then we have to some area in the information of production, which we call it design phases as per RIBA stage 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the construction phase, and construction phase should be milestoned to have the approval cycles in the as per milestones. Then end with the operation and manuals, and the reaching the asset information model and delivery of the model and as-built drawing if required to be withdrawn as well. So this diagram trying to illustrate the stages which we took in the life cycle, and we will go for one by one to study or to explain what is this. So each project should go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until reaching the handing over. Each one, assessment and need, is ready to get the project information requirement and organization information requirement, ending with the EIR, as we said. Okay, so we have some diagram to be the guidelines for whoever going to work on this one, this assessment and need, and we have developed some formats to get the information from the stakeholders. The invitation to tender, of course, you have to have, I will a little bit jumping, the typical IR, and you can configure your EIR and throw it in the markets for getting the quotations. Maybe if you have existing information, so you have to find this existing information and add it to the contract or the RFB papers. Tender response, you are waiting for the response from the bidders with their, of course, technical evaluation, a technical proposal and commercial proposal, but they have to submit as well the pre-contract BEB along with the RFB and qualify them as well. So if they passed BIM wise, it's okay to check the technical and commercial pre-contract BIM execution plan, or the fill assessment form if it's filled or not. Appointment, which is to find the appointed party and lead appointed party, and to give them all the information, ask them to start the mobilization and BIM execution plan or project BIM execution plan with MIDB, TIDP, and all of the documentation needed or information required for the project, a specific project, the standards he will use, the tools he will use, the regular submissions, and on all of that. So the mobilization plan, of course, this is by the bidder, the consultant or contractor who took the contract, and he starting to get his consultants, subcontractors already ready as well. So he has to have another cycle of what we BIM execution plan or BIM execution plan between his subs if the project is huge and need a lot of subs, and starting to, of course, to prepare his common data environment. Right now we can start production of the information based on all of the previous approved steps. So after confirming the BIM execution plan, approve it, review, so we can start now producing the information and share the information as per the agreed strategy in the EIR. We have to check the QAQ checklist metrics, sheets, and the LOD metrics, which level of information need, as we mentioned in the ISO on the beginning. Information model delivery, of course, this will be on regular basis or phase-wise or milestone, whatever. All of that should be defined in the EIR. Then we can go through this cycle, accept or re-review or authorize, and so on. So using the LOD metrics, the QAQ checklist, of course, should be used. In the project closeout, we have to submit the model with the project, with asset information compliance sheets, and exchange of information if it will be exchanged in certain way or certain format as per the facility manager or facility management team or asset management team. Okay, so this was the life cycle of the project. Then we should internally, this is what we should have in the EIR or in the information of production of information. We have to define naming convention strategy. So each piece of information should have a naming convention, predefined and categorized, like you can see, by 7 or 8 fields. This we are referring to the PAS 1192, not ISO. This is not mentioned clearly in ISO, but we can refer in PAS 1192 and check if you need the classification in the or not. And you can, of course, define project number. This should to be 3 digits, 4 digits, 2 digits. It's up to the organization, or you may refer also to the CAD standards for the numbering system of the sheet of the model. The numbers here, the last field, which is the number, should be smart. I have been experienced 5 digits, 4 digits, 6 digits, 2 digits relating to the type of data. Then the 3 digits are some like serial number. Somebody using the middle digit for showing something specific in the drawing, let's say, not in the model in the sheet. This you can check the PAS 1192 since 2007, and you can find a lot of resources on this naming convention. We have defined in our strategy, and also as per ISO a little bit, some 3 codes which will be like a parameter for the information, not to be in the naming convention. And please avoid to add this in the naming convention because it's subject to be changed, and the naming convention should not change from day one until the as-built. So those are what are the status code, revision code, and phase code. I can see phase code, but it will come maybe. So the status code, which means that what is this information suitable for? This information you are sharing with me with S1 or S2 or S3. Yeah, this is for coordination only. This is for approval. This is for costing. Maybe it has different type of information or different type of accuracy. I cannot submit from day one for approval, but I can submit for costing. I can submit for coordination, and so on. So revision code, of course, this is the revision of the model or sheet or whatever, and everybody knows that the what is the revision of the information. But here they introduced P1, P101 internal, P01, B2, O1, O2, O3. But on the shared folder or published folder should be B1, B2, B3, B5, and C1 and C2. And it's now it's because yeah, we have to jump. So this, of course, the most famous diagram for the common data environment, work in progress, shared, published, and archive. And to be honest, by we discovered that this shared folder should be kind of two shared folders, not one shared folder. Maybe you may use under shared folder, internal shared, external shared, shared with client, shared with subs, and so on. Maybe you can develop, but of course, طبعا ISO, as all of you know, is putting the strategies, putting the framework for the business. Then you can develop based on your need. So which I'm always saying that you have to customize the standards to suit your business need. Federation strategy, of course, and if some of us doesn't know what does federation mean, this is very important. Federation strategy is as per the diagram you can see, you can divide the model into several pieces, but it should at the end integrate to create a unique or the full project. So you can federate based on, of course, discipline-wise, then volume-wise or part-wise. Considering what? Considering the complexity of the project, considering the assets you have, the resources you have, how many engineers will work, what is the capacity of your hardware and software, what type of software you are using, type of the project. So federation strategy is dividing the project and the model into pieces. So I always think that I have to consider the package wise. If I'm in a construction phase, in construction period of time, so I have to consider that each task team should have a piece of information so he can develop, then can integrate with others. So federation strategy is very important. This is may be subject to change during the project, discovering some challenges, resolving some issues, so we can keep developing. But keep in mind that as much as you can smart from the beginning in the federation strategy, you will be having a smooth and successful BIM journey with the project. And federation strategy, of course, is project based. So each project has its federation strategy. Here, we have to define somehow the level of development and the level of information. As per ISO, there is an expression which is level of information need. So each project, each organization, each BIM use should define that from the beginning. And we started to find a lot of matrices and Excel sheets with very detailed requirements for each and every element. They should develop this element to be submitted as a schematic, as a concept, as built, as handover, and so on. So the metrics of the LOD an LOI also is very important. This is the old definition at that time. This was 2020 of the LOD 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I know that this area had a lot of development and a lot of confusion for most of the BIM users, but we tried here to specify for our organization. This cannot be general. So each organization or each business should define his definition of the LOD. But in principle, the conceptual, approximate geometry, precise geometry, fabrication as well, this is the fundamental of the LOD. The level of development here in this was so helpful on in the implementation of Abu Dhabi municipality, as we are working on the infrastructure. So most of the elements are the same. We have such a I don't want to say limited field, but predefined elements. So many elements are predefined. So we already went to have a central library. We asked one of the consultants to make the central library for all elements, and we provided as well a template to have the any developed family or any developed element to be added to this central library. This was so helpful to the market. This, you can see, this is the LOD metrics which I was telling you about. Here you need the classification. You have to specify your classification. Then based on the classification, you have to define what you want to see in the LOD 100, 200, 300, 400 to be specific. Don't leave it as LOD is generic, or 100 is generic, 200 is percent. This will not help. It will add a layer of confusion while you are developing the project. Of course, quality checklist, as per any field of management or qualifying, we have to have some kind of the checklists, QAQ checklist. We developed BIM QAQ checklist, and of course you have to, for the delivery of information and exchange of information, you have to specify or to verify the information. Here we put that the submission of BIM models should be earlier than the technical, to pass it to the technical to review, because if it's missing the basic, let's say basic coordination, basic collaboration, and this model in an area and this model in an area, so the technical team will not be able to check or give the feedback. Check. I think I'm out of time. Maybe it's 10 o'clock. Sorry, 10 minutes. Reduced documents. At the journey, we have plenty of the documents, and by the way, they are available on the website. And maybe Autodesk took some of them and added them on the Autodesk website. I'm so sorry for the long one, but I try to give as much information as I can. Just
No,
hopefully we have 10 minutes for questions
yes.
and answers.
Yes, no, thank you so much, Mahmoud. That was very, very interesting and very informative. I think we have some questions in the chat. Yeah, so if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I believe that Uboho can also unmute you if you want to ask your questions directly. But I'm going to read the first question from Wabi Isaac. How long does it take to develop these family libraries, and how is that factored into the project timeline?
Yeah, I can see here the chat box. If you allow me, just to
Yes, please.
okay. The great presentation. Thank you so much. Sorry, we are having some. Okay, I'm sorry for that. The idea of integrating the team is very important for projects. yes, of course. Thank you so much. This is a great approach. Yeah, it's very important to have it in any organization or BIM implementation. How long does it take to develop these families, libraries, and how is that factored into the project timeline in cases where we knew families that, okay, so this was initiative or let's say a big developer, so he has his team, his own team, so all of these families should be pre-modeled, pre-prepared for the project, not inside the project timeline. Of course it will be, I don't think it will be helpful, but by the end of the project we may take the lesson learned, we may take the developed families, and as a type of high, high management of a client or a developer or an governmental entity, they can develop or keep developing the families. Good morning, my name is okay, welcome. Um, shall be in each project a team that create families for the whole? Of course, as we said, of course, I don't think so. This should be done by a team, dedicated team. Can be a dedicated team for a construction company, which they will use these families for many projects. A governmental entity, so it receive the asset information in a specific way. This also is they may define or they may make one team to develop these families for everyone. So this is the way. Facility manager utilized to access the BIM data. Yeah, yeah, we have heard about the Maximo, Infor, Tandem right now by Autodesk. All of these are softwares. Procore as well is on the way to be as a platform for that. Are they expected to be trained in BIM to integrate? Of course not. Simple training is just to use the information in the model, and they will enjoy having everything is in one source, of course, of information. So the FM team shouldn't be very expert in them, but should know the process, the life cycle, what he's gonna receive from the contractor at handing over, and focus on the asset information he needs: operation manuals, maintenance periods or a schedule of maintenance, and so on, so on, so on. But they shouldn't be as expert as the task teams or the project delivery teams. Are the okay, 1 minute. Shall be okay. They are the job opportunities in UAE. Foreign BIM professional can apply off. If yes, okay. We'll see that after the meeting. What was your approach to move effort and payment percentage from one work stage to another? Was the contract amended to accommodate this? Gary, I didn't get the question. What was the approach to move effort and payment percentages from one work stage to another? You mean between the consultant and contractor, right? We give heads up to the estimation team who are approving or getting the RFBs to care about the BIM project. The consultant fees or the consultant may be increased. So they have to not compare it with the earlier methods used, because this moved the BIM implementation moved the coordination on very high level to the design stages. If I get your question correctly. Given that these families are pre-developed, is there a mechanism for sharing them with other designers? Yep, of course. We are centralizing the BIM library or BIM family library on the hub of the municipality, or it can be, of course, on some of the clients, client hub or client website. Then we have form for develop the family. The consultant or the contractor can submit, I will develop this street light family to have something else. So we can check it. We have a team for that. Then they can upload or overwrite or add on the library, the central library. So each project, once it's you took the or you appointed as a consultant or you have the access to the latest BIM library. What was your approach to move effort? Again, this is the question is okay. Hi Mahmoud. If I'm a government municipality and hope to make BIM standards for us, what is the best way to make sure design firms and contracts follow it? Yes, for this, as I said, Mohammed, this was the BIM assessment form and pre approval of pre-qualified consultants. So we announced that BIM, that the municipality will implement BIM since or starting from date blah 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 whatever. Then each consultant should take this form, fill it, and come and contractor and provide it. So we accept the forms. Who has the ISO certificate passed already? Who has BIM team and he done already some projects? We can give them some marks and. يعني the pre-qualified to be يعني to achieve 60-70% to be pre-qualified. Of course, series of webinars and all of that, it would be there to explain the documents, explain the way of submitting, explain the way of handing over. Yes, is the skills gap bridged as less engineering professionals are conversant with BIM in African context. Yeah, this is the Wabi. This is a very nice topic, and I think it needs a lot of and one more session like this. There is no bridge, there is no gapping bridges without learning. So we have to learn and we have to simplify. both and those BIM experts who complicating things are not helping the technical team to be involved, and on the opposite, they are getting their resistance to cope with them. So simplifying the process, then learning and open the sources or resources for learning. What is 7D in BIM? Yasin, this is another question. We will go for it later on. Will you be sharing the presentation? Of course, I will be with BIM Africa, of course. Which is the most popular or recommended classification system to be used? This is particular in Africa. It's particular. There is no particularity here. You know, the classification is classification. For if you are asking me, I'm always preferring uniformat, but it doesn't mean that Uniclass is not perfect. Uniclass is perfect, but I can feel that Uniformat is a little bit matching with the Autodesk software, which is right now the top softwares be used in BIM. So this is my idea, but Uniclass, of course, is a very solid classification. But I would always recommend the elemental classification. So it's attached to the element. So it's easy to everyone to attach or to classify the elements in the model on this classification. Okay, which is the most popular?
I think we're running
I
out
think
of time, Mahmoud, but I think you've answered all the questions. So if you're okay with it, maybe we'll end it here. But I have to say thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for all your questions. and answering them. I think everybody came out of here learning something, and we are very, very grateful to have had you. Just for everybody,
Hopefully.
this presentation will be posted on the BIM Africa YouTube channel, and with Mahmoud permission, maybe he'll be willing to share his slides.
Okay.
But thank you very much,
Yes,
and
I'm
I
not
wish
sure,
you
but hardly I'm time, and hope that we did something or add something or add information for you.
no, it was
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
Thank you. Bye now.